So I think that that's a big opportunity. I think that, even the expo was hosting Israel, it's hosting all the different countries. And I think that treating the region as one market is the way forward. We've always thought of the region as one market in terms of, companies are born in Dubai, they scale into Saudi, their engineers are in Jordan. So our companies here across the Middle East and Africa are born regional. They are born cross-border, and including another country is something that can come very naturally. And I think the other way around also works, as I mentioned, the Israeli-based companies scale globally very naturally.
Noor, it's Dan here in Abu Dhabi. You've got a lot of experience in the region. You've led a massive IPO out here in Dubai. And at the same time, you're also running your own shop, which is Global Ventures. What does this mean for your portfolio companies? How are you going to be leaning into some of these trends? And do you see any opportunity on the horizon to perhaps bolt on to some of your existing businesses here to make a play into Israel or perhaps elsewhere around the region?
We've already seen a lot of collaboration over the last 2 weeks. We've had friends from business school reach out cross-border. We've seen the Abu Dhabi government and this G42 lean in and really start to structure more partnerships. They're focused a large part on digital health and security. So I think that what comes naturally to each market will simply be able to be extended into new markets across the region. I think that the ability to leverage talent cross-border will be very useful. So I think that there's a lot of different areas of collaboration, and as you mentioned earlier, it's more about how gradually this happens and how naturally this happens, and how things change and the needle moves over time rather than an overnight shift.
What do you see as the biggest bottlenecks for startups in the UAE? I know a lot has been made recently about license fees, for example, in DIFC. Here at ADGM, a number of initiatives have been moved forward in a bid to attract regional startups, in a bid to attract global startups. Do you think the pandemic maybe pushes pause on those plans, or do you see this as perhaps accelerating some trends that you have written about in the National, for example, out here in the UAE, perhaps COVID-19 hitting fast forward on a number of trends that are likely to improve the startup space in the short to medium term?
So I do think that the pandemic has accelerated certain industries. I think that digital health has been accelerated. Anything in logistics has been accelerated, and we've seen a lot of innovation in technology around logistics as supply chains were disrupted. We're very excited about tech, food tech, and the future of work. But I started with digital health because I think that that's one where, pre-pandemic, the regulator was very shy to embrace it, and now they're very happy to, and the insurance company is now very happy to pay for it, whereas before they were reluctant. The patient is, needing to use digital health as a solution, whereas before that wasn't the case. So I think that the pandemic has definitely accelerated and created an inflection point in the digital health space. We've seen loads of regional companies, so a lot of them have scaled and accelerated their growth because of this. And as an investor, it's really good to back companies that are funding for growth rather than crisis management.